Ninja Turtles review. Well, better get into the spirit from what I learned so far.
Here's looking at you, kid.
I feel like this joke's been done before.
Booyakasha! What am I even fighting? What's that big X on the floor? Whoa!
I'll just settle it with a pizza. Directed by Jeff Rowe, who previously co-directed and co-wrote The Mitchells vs. Machines, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem was obviously a Ninja Turtles movie people had never really seen before. Now, I wouldn't say I am a huge fan of the franchise, but I have seen some iterations of the series like the 2012 series and a bit of the Rise cartoon. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are no stranger to filmmaking like the original movie trilogy, the abysmal reboot produced by Michael Bay, and even some anime films like the 2007 version and a feature-length adaptation of Rise of the TMNT. For this version, the filmmakers drew inspiration from films such as Stand By Me and Ladybird in order to capture the coming-of-age story for the Ninja Turtles. Like every other reboot, this is another retelling of how these characters became crime-fighting heroes meeting April and what threat do they need to defeat to save New York. So let's see how this adaptation works out.
Welcome to another episode of the Wonder Reviews. It's time to learn the secret of this brand new ooze. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
The film is about the four Ninja Turtles hiding in the sewers and shadows from humanity alongside their rat dad named Splinter, voiced by Jackie Chan. But the Turtles want to see more of the city, mingle with the humans, and even go to school. One night they met and help a girl named April O'Neil, who tells them they can be accepted if they do something heroic. So the reptiles figure if they can apprehend this mutant creature called Superfly, then they can live normally like humans. When it comes to the storyline, it's not really all that original. It's the same story where a character wants to see more outside their own home, but the parental figure forbids them from exploring beyond the limits. It's been done in films like The Little Mermaid, Hotel Transylvania, Tangled, and more. And the beginning of the film has a slow start with a bunch of expeditions how the Turtles were created, and the origins of Superfly. But once the Turtles meet April and begin to put their martial arts to the test, the film does manage to pick up the pace thanks to the execution. What makes the film really stand out as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles story is that it does focus on the teenage aspect within the four main leads. If you look back on any adaptation of the Ninja Turtles, they only primarily focus on them as fighting heroic reptiles, but not really looking or acting like teens. They just put in stuff that kids usually like at the time, like pizza, skateboarding, and saying 80s catchphrase like cowabunga or radical. Here though, the Turtles do behave like kids, where they are still learning how to master their martial arts and wanting to talk about school and having a crush. With this additional element, the film does succeed as a coming-of-age story to see how much the Turtles have grown throughout their first adventure. When it comes to the humor, it can be mixed. There are times that can be funny like the cartoony reactions, the one-liners, and even sometimes the pop culture references, but not all the references work and the product placement feel unnecessary.
Of course, there's going to be some notable differences between this and the past Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series like the 80s version, including Splinter not originating as Homao Yoshi and other stuff. Then again, it's already been established that the TMNT multiverse has existed for a really long time, and we have seen variants with different storylines and portrayal of the characters. Even the first ever Ninja Turtles cartoon didn't fully resemble the Eastman and Lark illustrations. And that's what we call an adaptation. But no matter how different these characters may be, they're still them as they were in the past.
When it comes to the characters in Mutant Mayhem, they're basically the same as fans might remember from the past or present Ninja Turtles series. However, there are some additional features and plot elements given to them to help make them likable. Beginning with the Turtles, they pretty much have the same roles as the other versions. Leonardo is the leader, Raphael is the aggressive tough one, Donatello is the brains who is still going through puberty, and Michelangelo is the comic relief. As characters individually, they're basically the typical character that share one archetype, but as a team, they do actually learn how to work as a team and help improve their roles on leadership and smart thinking. As for Splinter in this version, he was originally a regular rat until the ooze mutated him and the Turtles. From then on, he became their dad and teaches them ninjutsu through online videos to defend themselves. But he has hatred towards the humans because they never welcome nor accept them and possibly might exterminate them. There is also April O'Neil, a teenage girl who befriends the Turtles who help them uncover the whereabouts of Superfly so she can report on the news to get over her stage fright incident. It is a nice build-up, and she does go through the same coming-of-age arc like the Turtles, only her dream of becoming a news reporter. And in order to embrace the Mutant Mayhem, the heroes had to face a bunch of animal mutants led by the main villain Superfly, who honestly turned out to be a great villain. He has an amazing backstory which ties into the mutagen ooze that made the Ninja Turtles and was created and raised by Baxter Stockman before he passed away. And with humanity being totally against him and the other mutants, he wants to make mutant animals the dominant species on Earth and plot to either kill or enslave the humans. As for his mutant buddies, they're basically just extras meant to make references to the franchise, sharing only one trait. Sure, they have some recognizable ones fans remember like Bebop, Rocksteady, Leatherhead, and more, but some like Ray Fillet have little screen time, and others like Mondo Gecko has so much screen time. And then there's the second antagonist, Cynthia. Some could argue that she might be a government agent trying to wipe out the mutants, but no, she's just a generic baddie that wants to use the mutagen from the mutants to create a super mutant army. As you would expect, this is another movie where the art style has taken some inspiration from Spider-Verse, which does make sense since the franchise did start off as a graphic novel that was satirizing comic book heroes. With the backgrounds, it is a nicely laid out New York City where everything is all sketchy and gritty with some unique places like the sewers the Ninja Turtles live in. There is also the use of lighting to emphasize some major plot elements like the green mutagen or show a grand scale of the city at Times Square. For the designs, the animators do manage to make the Turtles distinguish from one another with different heights, accessories, and even keeping the letter bells like in the 80s cartoon. The others like Splinter, Superfly, and the other mutants are really awesome to look at, with some characters having some cool features used during the fight scenes. The only designs I feel mixed about it are the humans. Some like April, Baxter, and Cynthia are good, but for the background humans, they have these abstract faces like they turn into a Picasso character. Okay, I don't want them to look realistic via motion capture or anything, it's just that I find it a bit weird. And since it is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, there's a lot of fight and chase scenes happening in the movie, and they are awesome to watch. There are times that the characters use ninjutsu weapons to fight the bad guys, find other nearby objects to combat, while the other mutants from Superfly's team fully display their special moves. On top with an epic climax involving a giant monster with a mutation of all the animals it came in contact with, like whales, horses, and many more.
There were some live-action bits used in this, like during the Ninja Turtles training and a reference to Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but those moments are pretty rare. And what's really surprising for our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, it doesn't have Shredder as the main villain. And I know about the post-ending, but that's another story. I may not be a Ninja Turtles expert or anything, but I know an awesome adaptation when I see one.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem isn't at the levels of the 2012 cartoon series, but it is one of the best Ninja Turtles movies. The plot is well executed, the characters are likable and three-dimensional, and the animation, especially the action scenes, are spectacular. If you are a Ninja Turtles fan, you will definitely have a blast with it. But for newcomers with little knowledge of the cartoons or graphic novel, I say it's worth checking out. You don't have to look at the other versions to be prepared for it. And seeing how there's going to be a sequel and a 2D television series, looks like this is going to be the next TMNT generation. There was really a lot of mayhem in Mutant Mayhem, and I had a fun time watching it. And that's what Turtle Power is all about, having a fun time. I'm going to give TMNTMM a B+.
I'm Matt Harpatrick. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm taking a vacation to Dimension X.
Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, check out these other videos, or feel free to like, comment, and subscribe for more upcoming reviews and other projects. I'll see you soon.